Man, who dies like that? Yes! Why the fuck did I beat this? Why did I beat this? Why did I beat this? Why did I beat this? Ah. Thank you. Oh my god, I beat content processing. Why? Why did I do this? I don't even feel good. I feel like I've wasted my time. Oh my god. Yes, dude! Oh. Fucking beat content processing. Let's fucking go! Talk about this goddamn level, dude. This is like the hardest level of all time. Okay, this is a nightmare, honestly, but it's also not that bad. My consistency was so good today. I was getting 40 attempts so often. It was so nice because each time I got an attempt at the wave, I'm like, okay, this is a chance I can get to 60. And if I get to 60, there's a good chance I can get to, the 80s and then past that point. I don't want to say I've pretty much beaten it, but I have a good chance of beating it. And the one time I got to the 80s today, I actually just did it. And I'm very happy with that. Let me go through each part of this freaking level, man. First, we had the beginning. This is probably where all my deaths were, honestly. Those first 3 jumps, I don't know. Because you play this for a while, and then you just start zoning out. So you're not even really paying attention to the first, 3 clicks anymore. So you just keep dying to them. And then it happens. Sometimes you just sit there dying there 10 times in a row, and I'm like, okay, let me lock in for 2 seconds so I can make it over these stupid saw blade jumps. The rest of the beginning before that wave is not that bad. There's the one jump before the mini section that's kind of annoying, but it's not that bad. It's not that bad. You probably could hold over the second saw blade into the blue orb. I never did that, and I died there a couple times probably because of that. I don't know. It was just how I learned it. Everything beyond that is fine, I guess. First wave, honestly, I don't know. It's kind of annoying, I won't lie. It's not, I don't know. It was kind of annoying, but at the same time, I don't want to say kind of fun. It was alright, I guess. If you can't tell, the experience with this one was not very good. It wasn't bad. I wouldn't put this as my least favorite extreme that I've done, but after beating this, I just feel kind of empty. I just feel like I sat here and wasted my time beating this level that I don't even really like that much. But yeah, first wave, I don't know. I think the first wave was fine. It wasn't really that bad. There was this one part towards the end that I would keep dying to, and that was annoying. Two parts actually. There was the dual part, like the very end of the dual part. Well, I say the very end of the dual part. The very end of the part that is a dual part that I recognize as a dual part. Beyond that, I just kind of saw it as the one wave. We have to do the one click and then go in the center. This probably makes no sense. I'll put it up on the screen. But yeah, the ship was fine. I didn't mind the ship all that much. The ball was okay. Like, it was kind of annoying dying to this, but overall, it mostly sinks to the beat, so it's not that bad. The falling ship afterwards wasn't that bad. I had a few deaths to that, and that was kind of annoying. The ball afterwards is fine. I don't mind this ball. This wave, honestly, this 40 wave, I kind of like the 40 wave. This might be my favorite part of the level. I don't know. I find this actually fun. Like, as opposed to the rest of the level, which is just, you know, either kind of neutral or, like, I don't like. I like this wave. Aside from, like, the little spam thing you have to do to make sure you don't die to that little, I don't know, the little black fuzz hazard up there. That bit's a little annoying, but beyond that, I don't really mind this part. I kind of like it. The 58 section is okay. It's kind of annoying. Honestly, it got mostly consistent. The ball too got mostly consistent. Let me talk about this goddamn UFO. Let me talk about this fucking UFO, man. This dude, when I was playing this the first day, I couldn't do it. This whole section, like 65 and beyond, is genuinely like the hardest thing of all time. It's actually impossible. I mean, this whole level's impossible, to be honest. But this UFO, man, I could not do this UFO. Like, I could not figure out a good way to do this UFO. And I finally settled on something along the lines of, when exiting the ball, try to hit it kind of late, but for the pink orb, and then you go into the UFO high, and then right around where the that line is, you want to do a double click, not an immediate double click, but you want to do something like that, and then hopefully you're just lined up so you can do the click after. This second session, honestly, doing that wasn't too bad. I didn't have like practicing it at the start before I went from 0, but yeah, after you do that double click, and then you're just like, okay, I just hope that the timing is right, that I can pass through this gap. And today it was. Today it didn't seem to be that much of an issue. But then beyond that, the UFO is not that bad. I will say that first click past the blue portal, oh my god, it was the most frustrating thing to die to, because it's like, why am I dying here? This is not a hard click. Of all the clicks in this section, this is one of the easier ones, so it just felt super frustrating dying to that. I even died to the pink orb at some point, dude. That one hurt. That's the thing about this level. You would just die in certain places, and it would be the most infuriating thing ever. Every death in this level, for the most part, feels like it's your fault, which is good. Like, I can't be like, oh, the level's like, I can't be like, oh, the level sucks, right? No, it feels like this level humbled me, low-key. Like, it's just because you're playing this and you're just like, this part, while it is hard, it is doable. And if I can't do it, that is just my own fault. Aside from like a few parts that are just like, you know, it's like, this just feels unfair. UFO kind of felt that way. The part after it, not that bad. The blue orb click into the blue pad section was kind of annoying. And then the clicks afterwards, like this too. Dying to this was the most frustrating thing ever. Because it's kind of hard, right? So I can't be like, I don't know, I can't be like, oh, it's an easy part. But this is not the end of the level, but this is like, you have a chance of beating the level. This is where we're at right now. So dying to this is just like, the run is over. And I have to do it all over again. And it's just like, my goodness, man. This shit part, worst part in the entire level. I genuinely despise this part. Like I said, I don't really have much of a problem with most of the sections, even the UFO. Not that kind of annoying, not that bad. This shit part was the bane of my existence the first day I was playing this. I couldn't do anything here. I could not do anything here. Every attempt that I got would end here. And it was just so frustrating. It was so frustrating. But today I don't even know if I would say I got it consistent. I don't think I did. I don't know if I got this consistent ever. I don't know. This part kind of felt like gambling too. It was just kind of like, I got a couple tips to make it past there, like a couple alignment things, but this end section, like the part where you're supposed to swing up into the ball section, it's a nightmare. This part is terrible. I hate it. I truly despise this part. It's even more frustrating because after this section, the level's over. The level ends, man. I mean, not actually, but if you get good alignment, you get set up into the ballpark, which is not that hard. And on the completion, I actually had a pretty good setup. Better than most setups I've had while practicing this section. And then it's just like you get to the UFO and it's like, dude, please. The level is like, it's this section is past the ship is so much easier than everything else that comes before it. It's like, it's a gut punch if you die here. It's like, man, what was I doing? But you had this UFO part, not that bad. And then this ship part. This ship part I died to, I don't remember if it was 3 times. It was at least twice. And every time you died here, it just felt like it hurt. It hurt dying here. Because you make it past that like initial corridor and it's done. You've like, I keep saying like, and the level's over. But you're done, right? Because I kept doing 4 clicks and that was clearly not the move. So I switched it up on day 2. I started doing 3 clicks instead. And clearly that worked. And then you have this ending, which is just timings. This is literally just nerve control. Like, the timings themselves aren't too bad. And literally, you make it past those first 2 jumps, you've basically done the level. And that's pretty much where I was at. I was doing this last part, and I'm just sitting there like, please don't die to something stupid. Please, 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 please don't die to something stupid. And I didn't. So that was nice. There are the 2 triple spikes that are kind of scary, but like, you literally make it past that. The one time before the quote-unquote maze section, it's like, once again, not that hard, but you just gotta like, you just have to be careful in this section. It's one of the easier parts of the level, but if you're not paying attention, right, it could absolutely wreck you, right? And then you get to the maze, and it's just like, you just gotta lock in and do the maze. It's not hard. I think that's about it in terms of my thoughts on the level. Beyond that, I don't know. I genuinely don't know what to say. This was for someone who thought they were good at timings, this is a rough level. This level is rough, man. Like, this level is literally just hyper blast processing, man. That's all it is. And it's so difficult. It is so hard. Gonorrhea's memory. So, and I also played that for a long time, and I also fluked the wave. So that's different. Killbot took me like a week, right? Not a super long time. Plus, it's also memory as well. Delta Interface took me like 2-3 days, something like that. Once again, this level only took me 2 days to do. And in fact, it took me sub 24 hours from the time that I started playing this, which really good. Such a mind-numbing experience it was to play this level. I don't know. This might be harder than Delta Interface, to be honest. I have to think about it. I don't think I have much more to say on that. I think I've said all I care to say. So, let's count attempts. 1702 plus 942. 2644 attempts. Once again, for a level this hard, that's really good. But you could feel every one of those attempts. That's the thing, man. But to have knocked this out in sub 3K is insane. I don't know how I did that, to be honest. Well, 2 things have happened today. I've beaten my first tier 27, which is ridiculous. I don't know why it's freaking quantum processing, but sure. This is a new hardest for this month. It was Ithacropolis, which I did, 2 days ago. Bro, this week has been crazy. I beat Fusion Z, which is tier 25. I beat Ithacropolis, which is tier 26. And now I've done Quantum Processing, which is tier 27, bro. Insane lineup. I also have a new Q hardest. I think the last one was Q times 20. What else is there to say, man? I feel relieved. I'm just happy it's over. I'm just happy it's over. My God. But yeah, that's about it, I guess.